It feels very, very smooth. Ooh. But the biggest telltale, besides, you know, me just realizing that I have mascara on my lids. Hi guys, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to find you the best beauty products for the best prices. And today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Makeup Revolution Superdewy Perfecting Putty Primer. I'm also going to be comparing it to the famous e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer because they are very, very similar, but there's a little bit of a price gap. So I think I'm going to go in with Makeup Revolution on the right and e.l.f. on the left. So the Makeup Revolution one is $12 on their site. It's not in Ulta stores yet. Normally takes about a month for Ulta to get it compared to their website. So while I'm putting this on, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the primer. Ooh, it comes with a little scrapey thing. That's cute. It doesn't have scent. That's good. It feels very, very smooth. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, wow. Okay, that seems like a lot. Oh, it is very, very silky. It has a lot of slickness to it. So the Superdewy Perfecting Primer is a fresh take on their best-selling Conceal and Fix Pores Perfecting Primer. It's a hydrating priming balm injected with hyaluronic acid for a poreless, smooth, or no makeup look. How's it doing on hiding the pores is the biggest question. It's doing a decent job. I never tried the original version of this stuff, but I do have a lot of pore filling primers that I absolutely love. And I can definitely see a difference between my pores on this side of my nose versus the pores on that side of my nose. That's where I have the biggest pores, so my nose. But it's not like it's covering up all the texture that I have. I'm going through a lot with my skin right now. If you haven't noticed in my last few videos, I'm working that out. It's getting better, but I'm still in like the middle of my skincare journey. So like all the texture that I have underneath my nose is not like disappearing or anything like that. It's helped a little bit, but I have primers that will do better with like the amount of texture that I have underneath my nose. But like the texture on my cheeks that I have a little bit, it's definitely improved. I would say thus far, you could definitely get away with this for a no makeup day, kind of smooth things out just a little bit. Can you see any difference? I'm curious what it'll actually look like on camera. I mean, there's definitely a difference. No denying that. I don't really see like a dewiness. I guess I see a tiny bit. I guess when I think dewy, I think of like, not just like a slight glow. And that's what it seems like I'm getting right now. Maybe I'll give it a second to dry down while I put it on the other side. Maybe there'll be a little bit more of a difference. But the reason I wanted to compare the Revolution one to the e.l.f. one is because they basically have the same claims. They're both cruelty-free, they're both vegan. They both have hyaluronic acid in them. The only main difference between the two is the e.l.f. one has vegan collagen and the Revolution one doesn't mention anything like that. So I got a lot. This one feels a little bit more lotiony than the other one. Like it's a little bit thicker. I have used the original e.l.f. primer. Oh, this one has a lot more glow to it. Woo! Like it's like more pearlescent, I guess is the best word. You see that? It's almost like someone mixed like a little bit of like a shimmery shadow into this primer, which is kind of hilarious. Like, can you see that? Versus this side, it just has so much more glow to it. As you blend it in, the shimmer isn't quite as noticeable, but like, man, it is a lot more luminous and dewy than the Revolution one. Okay, so pore filling wise, I feel like the Revolution one does like the tiniest better of a job on like my nose, but then like texture wise, the e.l.f. one does a better job with like my really intense texture. Can you see like underneath my nose it looks a little bit more blurred, and you might not be able to tell on camera on my nose because like I don't have the biggest pores ever, but it seems like it's just smoothing things a little bit more with my pores on the Revolution side versus the e.l.f. side, where yes, my pores are minimized but not quite as much. But the biggest telltale, besides, you know, me just realizing that I have mascara on my lids. Hold on. Okay, we're over that now. What we need to know the most is what it's gonna look like with foundation and how much is it gonna help the foundation last a long time. So I'm gonna be taking my fave, the Healthy Foundation by Physicians Formula, and doing that for both sides. Obviously, I don't want to use two different foundations. I always love using this kind of foundation whenever I try out a primer because it's super neutral. I feel like I did not get enough foundation. The Revolution side's definitely helping my foundation not settle into any of my forehead lines. Now that I'm putting the foundation on, it's helping with the texture underneath my nose some. I wouldn't say it's like making it go away completely, but this stuff right under here is like hard to mask, so I'm giving it some grace. Overall, things look really good on this side so far. I'm gonna put my sponge around, do the e.l.f. side. So even with the foundation on, there's still more luminosity and dewiness on the e.l.f. side than there is on the Revolution side. I can't really see that much. I can see like a little bit, but like it's really obvious on this side, versus it's like you have to kind of be like, oh, I guess she might be wearing like something dewy on her face. Now that the foundation is on, I really can't tell a difference in my pores on either side. I can tell a difference with the e.l.f. side, and the texture underneath my nose is doing a little bit of a better job still. My cheeks look about the same, forehead lines look about the same. So far, I'm gonna say 50-50 on which one's gonna do better. I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on real fast. I would like to make a side note real quick that if you ever want to buy makeup off of Makeup Revolution's website and you live in the United States, I recommend not. I recommend just waiting for Ulta to get it because it's not the best experience. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna get into it because there's no point. Just wait. It'll be worth the wait. I would just also like to make a note that my bronzer is going on a little bit easier than normal, which I feel like is only, like it could only be the primer, right? Like that's the only explanation, but it just looks better on both sides. Here's a nice close look. They're close enough to the same when it comes to the pore filling part that I'm saying they're even right now. If you're looking for a luminous primer so far, we'll see how things do with the lasting stuff. I would say I'm leaning towards the e.l.f. Right now, it is 12:06 and I'm pretty sure that's the exact same time I started my last video, which is kind of weird. But I will do check-ins throughout the day. I want to show you what it looks like in natural lighting in my first check-in, as always, just so we can see like the true colors of both sides. Then we will see what we look like at the end of the day. I'm curious to see if the $4 in price difference really make like a huge difference, or if we can just save our money. Okay, it's about 3:15, so it's been roughly 3 hours since I put this stuff on. I'm outside. It's amazing fall weather that I love. I'm gonna pick some pears after this. I'm pretty sure there's some that are already back there. But let me show you what the makeup looks like. I'm kind of in the shade. Let's see if I can get in the sun a little bit more without it blinding me. Oof, I don't know. I am being blinded, I swear. Okay. There we go, that's a little better. So everything is really good, nothing separating or anything like that. I have normal to oily skin that's really dehydrated, and so I can get some dry patches, but also a little bit of oiliness like right around my nose. So considering that, the makeup looks about the same. Like, I know it's only been 3 hours, but sometimes it can look that bad that quickly. Okay, I'll do another check-in in like 3 or 4 hours. Okay, it is 7:25 right now. It's been like 4 hours since my last check-in. I'm in the kitchen waiting for donuts to be ready, and I'm very, very stoked. But to check in on the makeup, everything looks pretty good. I would say I'm a little bit more shiny than I was before, but can you see like right here? I don't think I was like this shiny before, but like I said, I can get a little bit oily, but nothing's separating, so that's a really easy fix. What's kind of not as fun is you can see right here on the e.l.f. side, there's a little patch, like a little red dry patch that is starting to stick to, which is a bummer. Oh, there's one right here too. They're both kind of struggling. There's not anything like that really on the other side. I mean, that's not the end of the world, but I'm just trying to nitpick on either side to see the differences between the two. I'll do my final check-in probably in a little while, like midnight-ish. It is exactly 12 hours from when I finished putting on this makeup. I did not do that on purpose. It just happened that way. And I want to give my final thoughts and feelings. Okay, I took a quick clip at 9 p.m. I didn't want to do a whole entire check-in, but I took a little clip to show you what was happening, because about 9 p.m. is when things started falling apart. Things really started sticking right underneath my nose where I have all that dryness. That happens no matter what. Out of all the makeup I've tried, even like my favorite primers and stuff, it just will vary how long it takes for it to happen. That's why we're trying to work really hard in our skincare. Get rid of this. But I will say it is worse on the e.l.f. side, which normally it's worse on my right versus my left. So I was really surprised that it started falling apart on the e.l.f. side a lot more fast than it did on the Revolution side. Also, my acne looks so much better on the Revolution side. Like, it's not poking through like at all, basically. Like, it might be a tiny bit red, but like it is not obvious that it is there compared to the e.l.f. side. And so even though I liked the luminosity of the e.l.f. one a little bit better, I felt like it was more true to its claims, I would say that the Revolution, Makeup Revolution, is the winner. And yes, it does give you a little bit of glow, but it's definitely more natural than the e.l.f. And so if you're looking for more, I think overall this does a better job as a primer. But if you want really luminous makeup that kind of blurs your pores and makes your makeup last a little bit longer, go with this one. I am going to declare the Makeup Revolution one a winner though. If you want to see a dupe battle for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, you can click right here. I love you guys so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye!